Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my videos. In this video, we are going to spend some time going through the long box that is sitting on the table in front of me. And this is actually part of an ongoing series that I have been doing on the channel for the last few months, in which I literally go bin by bin through my 100K comic book collection. And the good news, I think, is that I have pretty much been through the entire collection at this point. I actually brought this box home a few months ago and forgot that I needed to go through it, so we are going to do it now. And I glanced in here a short while ago to refresh my memory as to what is in here, and there is definitely a lot of Savage Dragon in here, but there's also a healthy portion of what I like to call obscure books, obscure yet fun books. And so we are going to spend some time going through this bin together. Maybe not necessarily going into a tremendous amount of detail, but we are going to look at some really awesome obscure books in this box. So the top is off, and now we are going to take a look at one of the first books here. And this is a book that I've actually seen several times in the collection thus far. This is Samurai Penguin issue number 3. And this is just one of those books back in the day that they made, you know, out of animals. And so I have a healthy number of Samurai Penguin that I found in the collection. So that is definitely not a new one to me. This is a cool one. Dragon Ball Z, the movie, the world's strongest, it says. I was never really a big Dragon Ball Z fan, but I know a lot of people are. And so there is a Dragon Ball comic right there. Actually did not know that there was such a thing. And now I have 2 copies of it. Let's see what the next one is here. I've never seen this book before either. It's actually not even bagged imported, but some pretty cool artwork on the cover of this one. A dragon and what appears to be a troll. Looks like a couple of copies of that one. Here's Night Wolf. Never heard of this one before. Definitely this Night Wolf issue number 1. Definitely looks a little Batman-ish type of book right there. Let's see what this next one is. Looks like another Night Wolf issue number 1. And back cover here shows what I think is like issue number 2, which is coming in August of some year. Not quite sure. My guess is the 1980s more than likely. Another Samurai Penguin. There's issue number 2. I may have to pull these out and bag and board them. Another issue number 2 there. What is that? Hero Sandwich. Not quite what you would expect. Oh, that's the backside. There we go. Samurai Penguin. A couple of copies of that one. Several copies of that one. Which issue is this? This is issue number 1. I think we just saw issue number 1. So maybe this is, I don't know, volume 2 or something like that. Another one of those. What's that? Oh, that's cool. This is Silver Star. This is, I don't have this one. This is Silver Star issue number 6. This is cool right here. This is a Kirby, Jack Kirby book. And I have a couple of these that I found in the collection, but I do not believe that I have issue number 6. This is actually from Kirby again, but when he was working with a company called PC or Pacific Comics. And I've actually done a video here on the channel about this publisher. So I'm actually going to set that one to the side because I have a bin behind me that is full of PC comic stuff again. And I have this one. This is issue number 5. I do have a copy of that one, but we're going to pull that out. I have like I said, I have a bin of basically a lot of these books from PC Comics. What is that? Issue number 4. I think I have this one as well, but we're going to leave that one in there. Another issue number 4. These are cool. So if you have any interest in watching this video, issue number 3, I've actually gone back and read these. If you are a fan of Jack Kirby, you're definitely going to enjoy this. It's very much his writing style, artistic style. And I want to say he was working with these guys in like the mid 80s, like 84, 85, if memory serves. And it's another issue of Silver Star. This is issue number 2. I'm actually going to set that one aside. I don't know if I have issue number 2, so I want to set that aside. A couple of copies of that. And this is issue number 1 right there. I have a couple of copies of that, but you can never have too many copies of issue number 1. And there's another copy. None of these are bagged and boarded, but we will quickly correct that. Another copy right there. I don't think that these are worth a whole lot, but they're really cool, just pieces of history, you know, because a lot of people go after the Kirby work at Marvel and at DC, and then to know that he actually did something for an independent publisher in which he retained a lot of the creative rights to what it is that he worked on is a real testament, if you know anything about Jack Kirby. So to the point that I was making earlier about a lot of comics that are based upon animals, this is Cyborg Gerbils, issue number 1. And Trigon Comics is where this one is from, a special premiere issue. At some point, I may have to do a video just focused on all of the animal comics that I've been able to find in the collection, because there are a lot. This is Dimension Graphics Hero Man. I'm not sure what issue this is, though. I've never seen that one before. But again, told you guys there would be some obscure comics in here, and there definitely are several copies of Hero Man there. I've never seen this one before. Which issue is this? This is issue number 2 of the Atomics. Never seen that one before. And I can tell you for a fact that I've repeated that thing many, many times. This is Atomics issue number 1. I think we just saw number 2 there a second ago. Another Jack Kirby book here. This is Captain Victory. This is actually a pretty fun read. I've read a lot of these books. This is issue number 13. And I want to say that this run, there was something that happened around issue number 13. For the life of me, I cannot remember what it was at the moment. But again, just another book that I will set to the side and put in my bin that has all of these Jack Kirby PC comics in it. This is issue number 12. And I honestly cannot recall if I have that one. So we're going to set that aside. Oh, that issue number 12 is bagged, so we'll take that one. And we'll drop this one in there. Again, none of these are really worth a whole lot of money, but they just are really, really cool pieces of history. This is issue number 11, and we do not have that one, so we definitely are going to set that one to the side. And this is just one of those ones that I'm constantly hopeful that I'll find more copies of this title in the collection. Just because, again, it's a really cool piece of history, and I don't want to go out and buy them, so it's nice when I can find them. That is issue number 10. I think I have that, but we're going to set it to the side just in case. Another issue number 10. Another copy. Which issue is that? 9. I have that one. That one definitely looks familiar. Another copy of that one. Have this one as well. This is issue number 6. Some of them from the covers I can just recall what they are. I think I have this one. This is issue 8 right there. Another issue 8. Don't have this one. This is issue number 7. So we're going to set that one aside. And, you know, Pacific Comics actually worked with a couple of noteworthy creators back in the day. Jack Kirby was one of them. I think they did some things with Stephen Ditko as well. There's another couple of copies of these in here already. So we're going to keep working our way through these. I don't think you guys are ready for this one. I don't think you guys are ready. New Kids on the Block, Valentine Girl. That is really, really cool. Fall of 1990 right there. Let's give it up for the New Kids on the Block. Very, very fun. Here's another one. New Kids on the Block, Step by Step. Wait a minute, is that by Harvey? Harvey Comics. Harvey Comics. That's cool. That's cool. Just awesome pieces of history. There's another one right there. Summer Tour. Oh, man. Time Force. What is this? I've never seen this one. This was actually from Pacific Comics as well. That's Time Force. Bold Adventure. Time Force issue number 1. I've never seen that one. And again, I did a healthy amount of research on Pacific Comics when I did that video, and I do not remember coming across that specific title. So we are going to set those to the side. Going to bag and board those and put them in a proper bin. This is Time Warriors, and this is Fantasy General Comics. This is the original beginning. This is, I think, issue number 1. Looks like a black and white comic, I'm guessing, throughout. This is different. I've never seen this before. And again, it's one of the cool things about having this type of collection is that you find all of these obscure books that you don't know much about, but gives you a really great opportunity to go do some research. And that's what I'll probably end up doing on this one. Certainly if you guys know anything about Time Warriors or about any of these other books, don't be shy. This looks like another book from Harvey. This is Harvey Hits. Looks like Casper the Ghost right there. And I can't remember who this guy is. I've seen him before. I can't remember the name. I'm sure some of you out there will remember who these characters are. It looks like another copy of that. It's another one. Harvey Hits. What issue number is this? Is there an issue number on here? That's says issue number 1 right there is what it says. Right next to the or above the 75 cents there. See what else we have in here. Oh, this is cool. Gambit issue number 1. I have not yet read this, and maybe I will. I've actually found probably 20 some odd copies of this book spread throughout the collection and have not yet read it. So maybe we'll do that. Set that one to the side. Another Harvey Hits book that we've seen. Another copy of that. Sad sack. At Home for the Holidays. This would have been great, man, with Christmas behind us, unfortunately. Would have been great to have had found that before Christmas. Could have shown that one. This is Nightmare Theater from Chaos Comics. Again, a lot of just obscure books, obscure publishers, and but not an obscure creator. That is a Bernie Wrightson cover right there. His name is right down there. That is a Bernie Wrightson cover. Chaos Comics right there. That's pretty cool. That's a cool find. I don't know much about it, but Bernie Wrightson's super talented guy. My guess is that this is another one of his. Yep, and his name is right down here in that corner. Another cool book. My guess is that we're going to get on a little bit of roll with some of those. Here's another Chaos Comics. Let me see if I can find some numbers here. This is issue 1 of 4 right there. And I think a lot of people sometimes, including myself, forget that some of these creators actually work for multiple publishers and not just the one that we may most be familiar with. This is The Vault of Domination, of Doom Nation. Sorry about that. Issue number 1. Creepy cover. Does not look like a Bernie Wrightson, though. Drop that one back in there. Another copy of that. What is this? The Joe Kubert School. First folio. This is from this is Pacific Comics. Check that out. Issue number 1 from I'm guessing the 80s. Looks like it's signed down in the bottom 1983 right there. So we'll slide that back in there. My guess is that this, yep, is another copy of that. From the back I could kind of tell. This is Zero Patrol from I don't know, this book is damaged. Book's kind of ripped up. You can see it here. Not every book that comes out is a 9.8 for certain. It's a couple Unicorn Isle. From Apple Comics, this is book 3 of a 12-part fantasy adventure. Let's see what else we have in here. This is another one of those. This is the first issue right here. First issue, bagged and boarded, looking good with that yellow right there. From Apple Comics. These covers are really fantastic. This is, I'm guessing, Victory Comics. V for Victory right there. Little fishnet stocking action going on. Couple copies of, well, like 5 copies of that. Here's another issue from that same title. From 1986. This is issue number 5. Very different from what we've seen. Black and white in here. Looks like they're advertising a couple of things like Eagle. Yeah, definitely a black and white book. I have to look at these a little bit closer off camera. Victory Productions. Oh, the guy's name is Regie. Spells it with 2 G's though. Check that out. That's cool. I'm sure one of you will know a little bit about some of these obscure books. There's almost always somebody that has some familiarity with some of these books. There are multiple copies of that one in here. So we're going to keep kind of working our way through this. And which issue is this? This is issue number 2 from 1985. That's actually a cool cover. We've seen a lot of different variations just in the last few issues of this book. I mean, this is issue number 3 right there. A lot of variation. Black, white covers here, some color mixed in there. Very, very different. Again, issue number 2 still. A couple of copies of that. Reacto Man. We've actually... Nope, that's the back side. Sorry about that. Matrix Accelerator. This is B Movie Comics. Not sure what issue this is, but I've seen, yep, issue number 4. I've actually seen this one a few times in the collection. Scrolling through here, Reactor, is that the back or the front? Yep, that's Reactor Man issue number 1. I've actually found this a couple of times in the collection. Captain Daring right there from B Movie as well. So a couple of copies of the same book. Working our way through here. Ultraman. That's cool. It's a version cover Ultraman. That's cool. I think Ultraman just came back recently. I didn't read the return book. Another virgin cover right there. But I've heard good things about it. A little trading card on the back side of there. I remember watching this not even a cartoon, but this show when I was a kid. It's another copy, trading card on the front of this one down in the middle there. And maybe I should read the comic book at some point. A new breed of superhero, Ultraman. Virgin cover edition. Very cool. Monster trading cards. So working my way through this, multiple copies of the Ultraman, both the Virgin and the trade dress. I'm kind of flipping through right now, and again, so you're seeing the back of these books because the previous owner liked to alternate, sometimes front to back in the bin, and depending upon the level of organization, it may be a little more random than that. Here's a Bernie Wrightson Masters of the Macabre issue number 4. And can we see what year this was? 74. The art on the bottom is from 74. Who knows when the book is from? My guess is around that same time. I thought we would have seen a lot more Bernie Wrightson earlier when we were on the Bernie Wrightson kick, but we're definitely seeing some of it now. This is also from Pacific Comics issue number 3. Did not look at the issue of the previous one. Oh yeah, I did. Issue number 4. This is issue number 1. I think I've seen this before right here. I want to say I've seen that one before elsewhere in the collection. Continuing to work my way through here. Echo. Issue number 9. Lots of obscure stuff, man. Lots of obscure stuff. Working my way through here. It looks like we're going to get multiple copies of that title in that issue. Oh man, I think that's a rat with an earring, smoking a cigarette, and a leather jacket. Yeah, gotta love the 80s, man. Gotta love the 80s, because that's what that looks like that is. Here is Echo issue number 3 right here. Lots of animal figures on the cover of this. I think those are frogs, a duck, and a green rabbit from the way that it looks right there. See what this is. See if we get an issue number 1. That's an issue number 2 right there from Echo. I wonder if that's Michael Golden right there. This issue. Wonder if that's him. Working my way through here. Same issue again. And then there we go. There's issue number 1. Echo. Future Past. I don't know. I feel like I've seen this cover before in something. Let's set that to the side. That cover art looks incredibly familiar. And we have a newsstand copy here of Bullseye. This is Bullseye from Charlton Comics. This is issue number 9 right here. That's a cool book. That's a cool book. I don't know a ton about Charlton. Let's see what we have here. Another issue number 9 right there. Get here. This is Captain Atom. That's cool. This is issue number 7. Back at last, Captain Atom. Dan Reed, 1981 looks like the cover artist on that one, and that's a massive UPC down there in that corner. Massive. Oh man, this is Thunder Bunny. Thunder Bunny. Charlton Comics issue number 6. How cool is that? How cool. That's a cool cover right there, man. That's a cool one. I'll have to look these up a little bit later. Another issue number 7 right there. Issue number 6 again, little Thunder Bunny action. And who is this? This is issue number 5. Looks a little Conan Barbarian like there with the sword and that nifty hat he's wearing. Another copy of that. You don't oftentimes see pink covers, but that you don't. I dig. I think pink is a really cool cover. Color for a cover that you don't see all that often. This is Bullseye, issue number 4, introducing the Vanguards. It's a very different cover right there. I'm going to have to do some research on this title because I don't know much about it. Hopefully we get down to issue number 1. This is issue number 3 right there. All new. Oh, issue 2. Yeah, man. Issue number 2 right there. Captain Catnip. There we go. Will he land on his feet? That is the question of the day, as is, will we get an issue 1? That is the other question. And there we go. Charlton Comics featuring the Blue Beetle and the question. That's cool. That's cool right there. I know for a fact that I've seen this cover before. So we're going to definitely set that one to the side and revisit all of these others after I do a little bit of research. There's another issue number 1 right there. Charlton Comics right there. From June of 1981. Oh, there we go. Captain Victory. Is that issue number 1? Yeah, that's issue number 1 right there. That's cool. I remember at one point I was looking for this. I found several Captain Victories, but did not find a number 1. I went out and bought a number 1 for a couple of bucks, and then like a week or 2 later found another copy of issue number 1 elsewhere in the collection. So I've learned my lesson to keep my powder dry and to keep working my way through bins, because you end up buying the same thing a couple of times when you could have just waited. So this is issue number 1. I'm sorry, issue number 2. And again, this is some Jack Kirby stuff. I do have that one for certain. This is one of the ones that I found previously. And this is issue, is this 4? This is issue 3. And I do have this one already in the bin behind me. Let's see what else we have in here. A couple of issue 3 is my guess. These are stuck together. Yep, issue 3. Let's see what we have here. Issue 3. Issue 3. This is issue 4 right there. We definitely have this one in the collection already, so we'll slide that back in. Here's issue, this is 5. Numbers are a little hard to see because they put them here in this dark space or elsewhere in a dark spot. So issue number 5 right there. We have a couple of copies of that I found previously. This is a Barry Windsor Smith book, man. You can almost always tell some Barry Windsor Smith stuff whenever you see his artwork. It's very, very distinctive. So we're back to some Captain Victory there, some Evil Ernie. Evil Ernie issue 1 of 2 right there. Don't know a whole lot about Evil Ernie. I know that there's a couple of his books that are worth some money, but not quite sure about that. But rest assured, I will go back and kind of look through here. Another Evil Ernie here. I'm not quite sure. This looks like issue number 1, but again, I don't know a whole lot about Evil Ernie and the various volumes for him. Here's another Evil Ernie. This is actually issue number 2 right there. Let's see if we can find a bagged and boarded one. Yep, Evil Ernie issue number 3 there. And what is this one? Get you out of there. Evil Ernie issue number 1. And I've seen her before, and I cannot remember her name off the top of my head. Cannot remember her name. But this, it's funny, is this trade dress is actually textured. I wonder if that glows in the dark. That might be some glow in the dark cover stuff right there. No One Escapes the Fury. This is issue, I'm not sure what issue this is. It says 1963, but it's from Image, so we know that that's probably not true, the date that is. But it doesn't say what issue there. And again, I'll go back and look at these. Another one of those Fury books. I think we're going to transition into some of that Image stuff that I mentioned before, specifically Savage Dragon. So This is a Tales from the Crypt, probably a reprint EC right there. Potentially a reprint, so we'll have to look at that a little bit later. Vault of Horror right there, issue number 1. And then, yeah, now we're starting, yep, Savage Dragon. This issue number 2, this is a 4. This is Mars Attacks Savage Dragon. Did not know that there was a crossover between those two, but there we go. And now we're into some Savage Dragon issue number 208. And I think that the rest of this, honestly, is all Savage Dragon and nothing crazy special. So we're probably not going to go through this. This is issue number 200. This is a massive issue. 100, there you go, 100 pages for issue number 200. So that's crazy. That is a thick book. I'm not sure if I think they're starting to make 100 issue books again. We're starting to see some of those maybe at like Walmart. But this looks like a bunch of like Savage Dragon back here. And I don't think any of it's terribly exciting. Vanguard, that's cool. Oh, is that the back? Yeah, that's the back. That was the Vanguard comic, which I have seen some copies of that in the collection. Again, a lot of these are not bagged and boarded back here, but that is easily correctable. So again, we didn't really find, is that another 100 issue? Yep, 100 pages. This is the 50th issue, and it's 100 pages. Like the 200th issue we spotted just a short while ago. So not a whole lot in terms of like crazy stuff did we find in here, but definitely a cool band to kind of work through. There's a couple of cool things in here that I appreciate, right? That will help enhance my collection, specifically those PC comic books that helped me to continue working on my run right there. A couple of Savage Dragon. I remember when the Savage Dragon dropped, man, back in the 90s. I was freshly into comics then. Which one is this? What issue is this? I don't know what issue this is. This is, again, another thick book, maybe a graphic novel of some sort. It doesn't say, but that is definitely a thick book. So, again, nothing too crazy, but a couple of cool things. I think that there's some significance to this book right here, the Charlton. And again, I could look them up right now, but that would require a little bit of time, so we're not going to do that. But I am going to go back through this band. I am going to bag and board a lot of these books that are sitting off to my side. But with that said, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this episode of Digging in My Shorts. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, I want to encourage you to hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment behind so we can mix it up in the comment section. And if you need to reach out to me, you can do that as well on Instagram at Regie Collects.